In this video, it feels like Groundhog Day. I'm messing about with wipers on my Citroen 2CV. But before this Hubnut video begins, a quick word from our sponsor. The sponsor this time is the Hubnut store. Did you know you can buy this lovely calendar, the ones you buy won't be slightly damaged, from the Hubnut store for I think it's £8.99 plus delivery. And it's got some lovely cars. It basically commemorates the Hubnut Goes Global adventure that I did go on and very much enjoy. So there's a shot of the BX on 90 Mile Beach, Horopito Motors, there's Betty in the dark with a Does Go. I went to Australia as well, Sydney Opera House, the Austin Kimberley. We've got all sorts of stuff you wouldn't expect to see in a calendar. 2CVs and tractors. Does life frankly get any better? So, and there is Ellie, the 2CV we are working on today. So without further ado, let's get back to the action. Just head to hubnut.org and you can buy lovely merchandise. Advert ends. With the admin out of the way, I can focus on what today's mission is. I'll try and remember which one's which. This is the wiper motor I've removed from Ellie the 2CV today. You will have seen in the previous wiper video that my friend Colin kindly fitted new spindles. So we've got zero play at the wiper spindles now, but we have still got a fair bit of nasty slack in the system, which is causing clanking. I think it might be helping get this out of sync so this can potentially lock up. I think the problem is at this end. I think it's this bush on this shaft. There seems to be a bit of play there. So we've got some other wipers here. This is Ellie's original wiper unit, which for some reason I painted very badly red at some point. Very badly worn spindles, plenty of play in those, but also a fair bit in the linkage itself, it seems. So won't be using that. That's fit only for scrap. But the part stash I got with the 2CV, or I didn't get with the 2CV, I just got the part stash. The one we may rebuild into a car one day is being raided, and I'm wondering, this all feels very tight. There's a little hint of play there. Oh, there's none on that shaft. So I think this might be the way to go, is to dismantle this and take the linkage bar off this wiper system and fit it to this one, which has the new spindles on it. And if anything, yeah, that's tighter there. That must be a bit of spindle. Yeah, it is. So I can feel the spindle wear on there. Now, let's try and grab you and turn you into some sort of macro mode, and I'll try and show you what we're doing. So here we've got a little circlip which holds these link bars on. So hopefully if I undo that, I can get that off, and then I'll probably undo the main motor linkage nut here so I can get the mechanism off, and again at the other end. Let's see how badly this goes. Well, that's good. The first one I tried to remove has just rusted apart. I see how they're meant to come apart. I'm just not sure they really want to come apart. You kind of squeeze the two tabs together and it should spring it off. Let's see if this one will work. Oh, no, that one's broken as well. Perhaps these are single use only. Okay, now I've got a problem because now I've disabled my 2CV. I wonder if you can get new clips for these, or if any other sort of clip would work. I mean, they're only circlips, really. So that's one broken. Let's carry on and see if we can break the other one as well. Oh, yeah, they're just disintegrating now, knackered. Now I need, what mil do we reckon that is? I reckon that's probably a 10 mil. It's convenient because I have a 10 mil right there. That stops in a really inconvenient space. Oh, there we go, I can do it. The weather is absolutely horrendous again. You may hear it blowing a gale again. There we go, now I can move it around. So it's a bit lively out there. So Ellie won't be coming out today even if I get this fixed. Myrtle and Matiz can stay out while we have whatever storm is coming through tonight. So sorry Myrtle, but you know, I've got to look after Ellie sometimes, haven't I? Right, let's see if I can get this off the shaft. A little washer there. There we go. That's one side off. And I do the same again there. There we go. Let's put the washer safe And voila, we have the linkage out. So yeah, I think the problem is on the one I'm keeping, or the one that's just come off, I think this bush is worn effectively on this little shaft here. Because, you know, that never gets lubricated in there, so it's always going to be an issue. So that's our good one. Let's keep the good one over there, and then we'll see if we can get the linkage off the other motor. Now, I could have had the wiper motor, the spindles rather, put on this other motor, but remember I did bench test this one and it was very slow, so that wasn't necessarily going to be the answer. And this one hasn't been off recently, so it's going to be a bit tight in there. Ah, there we go. I think that's just come free. Yep. So now I should be able to move the linkage to make life easier. There we go. Yeah, that linkage is all very stiff, so the whole lot is going to need lubing. Go. So now I should be able to get that off there, ping, and that off there. Okay, why won't that come off there? I think it's because the washer has rusted a bit. I have to try an actual hammer. This is, yeah, thank you axle stand, that's really what I wanted. Actual hammer. Maybe this is why there's no play, because it's actually rusted onto the shaft. It's not ideal. Let's try some magic juice. Magic juice can't fix it, nothing can. Bit of duck oil. Yes, we've got a slight issue here with that washer, and it is only a washer. It's not a lock tab washer. I've got all the lock tabs off, or circlips, whatever you want to call them. That doesn't want to play. Oh, that's got some movement. Let's squirt a bit of magic in and push it back. No, that isn't going back. Okay. Oh dear. This is becoming farcical. How very hubnut. Yeah, there's a bush, and that bush seems to be stuck on the shaft. It's not entirely helpful. So the rod is turning very nicely on the bush, but the bush itself is seized on the shaft, and I can't get it off. Oh, it is actually coming. I was thinking this is the worst technique anyone has ever developed for anything ever. Oh, there we go, we're off. Right, well, if I get a file up there, I might be able to clean that up a bit, but we can see that the shaft, yeah, that shaft is very rusty. So that would be what that problem is. So we're done with that, we don't need that anymore. That can go on a separate junk pile somewhere else. Oh, here comes the rain. Now I've got to remember to do, all I've got to remember is which one's the good one. Oh yeah, you can see that very clearly. If I bring that in, that bush there has worn very badly, that's gone oval. So that would be why there was slop there. So that must be the old one, I hope. Yeah, that certainly looks a lot more circular. So we'll very gently clean those out. I might even just roll up some emery and shove that through, and hopefully that will do, and that will then be nice, and we can have clank-free wipers. That is the aim here. I don't know how well you can see, but the one on the right here is considerably more worn than the one on the left. Now I don't think the bush is meant to turn on the shaft, but it clearly has been there, and I think that's what the problem is. But nonetheless, this all feels nice and free, and also nice and free of play. So if we take a good wiper motor, I say good wiper motor, I've still got an issue with the brake in it isn't working. And now I've got to try and remember where everything goes. Got a nice clean shaft there. So the word shaft is going to be our word of the day. That's the wrong way round. We need the longer arm on that side. That seems to fit very nicely. And this one on here also fits very nicely. And now we can think about getting this back on the shaft. Go. We get that nice and tight, because we don't really want that coming off. Now I've got to do something about clips. Is that one salvageable? I'm not sure it is, but we'll give it a go. No, that ain't going to hold anything. These do seem to be single-use only circlips, so I'm going to have to go and have a mooch and see if I can find something I can use to hold these on, because otherwise they're not going to stay on. There's a point proving that one popping off again. Well, it just so happens in one of my stashes of kindly donated items I found some circlips, so hopefully there's something here that will fit. Let's try this one first of all. That appears to be 2, that's not helpful. These look a likely size. Yeah, too loose. Not a likely size. Back they go. Hopefully these ones are a bit smaller. So yeah, tiny little circlips. It'll never focus on that. There we go. Tiny little clips to hold the bushes onto that shaft. I have a horrible feeling I've set the park position wrong, but I've turned the park back on again. So if I turn the ignition, will they park elsewhere? Yeah, there we go. So that is the wipers over this way. So yeah, I've managed to set the park incorrect for left-hand drive, but certainly sounds good. There we go. I need to rotate the park position 180 degrees from there, because that's not ideal. It would be how she was set from the factory originally, but we're not interested in that. But notice the angles are now much better. That's not close to going over center like it was before. So we've definitely improved something. Well, we have perfect conditions for trying this today. So we'll turn the ignition on, start the engine. We shall roll forward. Come on, Ellie. Oh, Ellie did die. Oh, come on, old girl. A bit more choke, maybe. Let's see what wiper shenanigans we got going on now. I'll add a bit of screen wash to nature's mix. That certainly sounds quieter. Ah. They're still not parking though, that's meant to be parking. You see a slight pause as it tries to brake it. If I stop it with my finger... No, I can't actually stop it even with my finger. So the switch is off now. That's full pelt. And then that's off and should be parking and is not parking. If I pull the park switch off, then we're back to the wipers parking wherever I want them to. I might adjust this one down a bit, it's walloping a bit hard over here. But nonetheless, yeah, I think that's important progress. Now you can go back in, Ellie. Right, wipers adjusted. Yeah, I think that's probably a bit better. Beautiful. Little Myrtle, looking very handsome out there, the recently adventuring Myrtle. Important Myrtle stuff to come up in a future video, but I'm going to go home and edit this one because I've decided I'm going to upload this video today being Wednesday. Let's just have a look at the dash. 220 103 miles on that speedo head and certain small parts of this 2CV. But otherwise, I think we can consider that a success. So I need some success. It's not been a great run lately. I've got a broken Invercar, a broken Fox because of my own stupidity. Yeah, I needed some success. So that's good. Good tinkering video, hopefully. We'll see how that wiper system settles down in use. It's not really until you drive along, especially on a windy day, we discover just how good these things are. But nonetheless, an important improvement has been made, I fear, and hopefully that's the end of wiper woes on Ellie. Anyway, thank you very much. Don't forget Hubnut store for all the Hubnut goodies, calendars, hoodies, etc. And I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Oh, in fact, actually the Power Less is More t-shirts now back in stock for Ellie the 2CV. So yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for all your interest. See you in a future video. Farewell.